In a distant land where the skies glowed lavender and lakes shimmered like melted sapphires, lived a flock of flamingos in a place called Feather Bay. Each year, as the seasons changed and the first dewdrop of spring kissed the lake, the flamingos of Feather Bay came alive with excitement. Why? Because it meant one thing: the Flamingo Flight Festival was near. The Flamingo Flight Festival wasn't just an ordinary gathering, it was the event of the year. Birds are trained for skydance. The festival had many competitions: the loop lift-off, the sky ballet, the balance beam glide, but the grandest of them all was the Great Cloud Race. And for the past 3 years, the winner had been one bird, Faye. But this year another flamingo who dreamed of flying in that race. His name was Flick. Flick was smaller than the others. His legs sometimes wobbled when he landed, and his wings struggled with strength. But Flick had something the others didn't always see. He had heart. And every morning, even when the skies were still asleep, and the stars hadn't yet blinked goodbye, Flick rose. While the rest of the flamingos snuggled under their feather nests, Flick would tiptoe to the edge of the sapphire lake, stretch his wings, and leap into the cool misty air. One morning, as Flick stood catching his breath, feathers ruffled and heart pounding, he whispered to the quiet sky, "Someday, I'll win the race." One afternoon, as the flamingos gathered in the sky meadow for the official race announcements, Elder Glint, the oldest and wisest flamingo, took center stage. He cleared his throat, sending a flutter of silence across the crowd. "This year," he said, his voice as soft as feathers yet strong as the wind, "we have a new flyer in the cloud race. Please welcome, Mr. Flick." Silence. Then laughter. And gossiping started. Other flamingos started making fun of his weak feathers and body, but Flick had courage to face them all. He stood strong and participated in the race. The next morning, Feather Bay awoke before the sun. It was all celebration mode, and it was the time for the most awaiting race of the year. 10 flamingos stood at the starting branch, their feathers preened, their wings ready. Faye stood tall, serene and focused. And Flick? He trembled. He closed his eyes, and remembered. The misty mornings. The silent practice. The whisper to the sky. "Someday, I'll finish the race." A loud whistle rang out. The race began. They leapt into the sky, wings slicing the lavender air. Faye shot forward like a comet. Others followed in spirals, dives, and bursts of feathers. Flick was last. As usual. But he didn't stop. Ring by ring, he followed. Through the cloud hoops, over the sapphire lake, around the breezy bend. One bird crashed into a tree ring and dropped out. Another got tangled in storm gusts and slowed. Flick kept going. Each flap burned. Each loop made his stomach flip. But he kept going. And slowly, something magical started happening. He began to catch up. Flick wasn't just surviving the race. He was flying it. And did exactly what he dreamed of. Flick finished. The crowd erupted. Cheers. Applause. Birds flapping in rhythm. Everyone looked stunned. Flick, panting and beaming, landed with a joyful splash. Elder Glint stepped forward. You have flown with excellence and with heart. Faye stepped forward, removed one of her own medals, and placed it around Flick's neck. That night, as stars waltzed across the sky and fireflies lit the lake like floating lanterns, Flick sat by the water once more. But this time, he wasn't alone. Little chicks gathered around him to learn that how he did it. Flick laughed, surprised and shy. And he began to tell his story of falling and rising and dreaming. Of how winning isn't always about being first, it's about never giving up. And in the heart of Feather Bay, under skies of lavender and dreams, a new kind of hero was born who told us that winning takes more than talent. It takes hard work, consistency, and belief in yourself.